The Department of Public Prosecution, they're being greedy. And like we say in Jamaica, greed, choke, craven dog. Just like on YouTube, figure your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today's topic is going to be titled, DPP wants more wiggle room in the justice system. The Department of Public Prosecution in Jamaica wants more wiggle room to appeal in the justice system. But before I get into that, I definitely have to address Hurricane Elsa that recently passed through the Caribbean, especially in my homeland of Jamaica. So, shout out to all of my subscribers and viewers in Jamaica that they've survived Elsa and the damage was not too bad. There was some damage, but from what I see, the damage was not too bad. So thanks to the man upstairs for protecting everyone and keeping everyone healthy and safe. So back to the subject at hand. Department of Public Prosecution in Jamaica wants more wiggle room. They want right to appeal. You know, in Jamaica, we have a saying that we say, greed, choke, craven dog. That means, those who can't satisfy usually end up choking because they're so greedy. They want more. They can't be satisfied with what they have, which is enough. In this case, I'm talking about the Department of Public Prosecution. What I mean by that is the law is already there. The law is already written, and to a certain extent, the law is fair. The law is balanced. And what I mean by that, it gives the prosecution department a lot of powers to prosecute, and it also gives the defense side of things a whole lot of powers to challenge any allegation. Like most people know, the symbol for justice is the scale, and the scale is usually balanced. There's been talks over the years and discrimination against the symbol because sometimes the law tilts and the law goes against what is already written. But speaking on facts, and what's already written, Jamaica laws run an old British law, and old British law were written not for the slaves but for the British, the white people. But that's the law that we exercise today in Jamaica, and we are there. It's people of my color that's in Jamaica, so the law applies to us. So no one is truly above the law. The prosecution department is there, and we have to respect the prosecution department. Sometimes it works in our favor, sometimes it doesn't work in our favor. And we have to also respect the justice system itself, where defendants have a right to appeal. Those who have been prosecuted have a right to appeal. Now, the Department of Public Prosecution wants a right to appeal, and I see that as greed. They already have power to prosecute, and their power is limited just as much as the defense power is limited. If the prosecution can show evidence that an individual is guilty and the defense cannot outweigh that evidence, then the prosecution usually wins, and that's how simple prosecution in court work. The judge sits in the middle. All three parties are attorneys. All three parties are expected to be knowledgeable on law. And the judge sits in the middle. The judge is only there to judge. The judge is only there to hear the prosecution side and to hear the defense side. And it's kind of like battle against the brain. Who knows more about the law? And whoever wins, wins. And whoever lose. The prosecution usually work for the state. So the prosecutions usually work for the victim. And the defense usually work for the accused. Now, from my understanding, Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck and the Jamaica Bar Association sided with the idea that Department of Public Prosecution should not be given any wiggle room for right to appeal, except in exceptional cases, in a very few cases. So the prosecution department wants that if a person who was previously convicted now got off on appeal. Prosecution department wants that that person still stays in jail, still stays incarcerated until they appeal. Crazy, madness, and a violation to the rights of Jamaican people on a whole lot of different levels. According to Delroy Chuck says in cases where a retrial has been ordered by a judge, that should be done in a timely fashion, on a timely basis. To my knowledge of law, in most countries around the world, that timely basis is usually within 30 days, that the prosecution can appeal or object, or that the defense can appeal or object. And I believe that should also be applied to Jamaica, and the Department of Public Prosecution should also know that. When it comes to these things, I'm only addressing this because I'm passionate about law, but I do think it's folly. It's foolishness. If you are educated enough and bright enough to have a law degree, then you should be educated enough and bright enough to know that you have to respect written law. And of course, you can push to amend law and you can push to tweak law, but I don't appreciate any practitioner of law who do not respect human rights, who do not respect the freedom and liberty of people in general. And I just see the Department of Public Prosecution in Jamaica as adapting certain countries' policy when it comes to its citizens. But you have to understand that those certain countries are not predominantly black people, but it's predominantly black people who end up in prison. Jamaica and Jamaica Department of Public Prosecution need to step back and check themselves and respect humanity, respect its population, and respect black people on the whole. This is people's life you're playing with. If someone is guilty under the law of Jamaica, that person by all means should be sentenced, punished, incarcerated, whatever the law prescribes, that should be handed down to that person. If someone is found not guilty under the law, whether that is initially not guilty or not guilty after an appeal, the Department of Public Prosecution should also respect the law. When someone beats a case in appeal, it's not a favoritism by the judge. It's usually fact-finding. When I read that the Jamaican Bar Association and the Minister of Justice as to put it out there to the Department of Public Prosecution that they cannot appeal a case using the same facts that was used in a previous case, I just thought, do you really have to tell the Department of Public Prosecution that? That is double jeopardy. That is established in most places in the world as a violation of the double jeopardy clause. Meaning, in this rare case that the Minister of Justice is likely to give the Department of Public Prosecution room to appeal, they can't use facts that were already established in the previous trial. You have to come with something fresh. You have to come with something new. You have to come with new evidence that pertains to the same case but was not raised in the previous trial. Sound like teaching law to dummies. That's what that sounds like to me, because the Department of Public Prosecution should know that. But anyway, thumbs up to the Jamaican Bar Association, who came out in defense of the people's rights, I would call it. And more power to the Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck, for not even agreeing with that, not even considering agreeing with that, because it is transparent, blatant violation to human rights and a breach of written law. You know, the law is already there. And like I said, I'm not in favor of criminals. I'm in favor of Jamaicans. I'm in favor of people in general. Of course, I'm a little bit more in favor of them when they're black and it comes to the legal system, because it has been established that the legal system doesn't work in black people's favor as much as it works in white people's favor. That is established. That is not just my thinking or my view. But speaking on Jamaica, like I say, where most of us are black people. I keep my eye on the ball, and I don't know what's going on or who is influencing these people in the Department of Public Prosecution, why they would even think or want that. Why would they even want more? Their power is already a powerful position. Why would you want more? Why would you want to condemn people who have been proven innocent under the same law that you practice? I don't get that. I don't get that. I mean, is that truly your mentality, or is it outside influences that are saying, well, so-and-so was convicted of, let's say, murder or a rape, heinous crimes, and that person served X amount of time, and then on appeal, the lawyer found that evidences were not brought up to prove he or she innocent, and now they did it, and now they won. I mean, I would only imagine that outside of a professional scope, that a individual who works for the Department of Public Prosecution would say, well, I am human, so thank God that justice did prevail, and that person was only prosecuted because I didn't know those facts. I mean, I understand that you get paid to prosecute, but you're also a person. So to find out that you actually prosecuted the wrong person, I would think that would make a bad feeling in you. And to see that justice prevail and that person walked should give you a sense of relief. I don't know. When it comes to some people, they're all about their careers, and the more people that they can send to prison or send to die, they just see like they were good in their jobs. But that's how I feel about the situation. So morally, stick to our roots. We are Jamaicans. Most of us were brought up the guidance of the Bible. We were brought up righteous, religiously. So we can't sway from that, because the suspected countries that I have in mind that are influencing Jamaica and its prosecution system, their moral values are not as high as Jamaican moral values. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just wanted to air my views. So even though I kind of blabbered on, the main point of this whole thing that I just talked on was greed, choke, craven dog. And that was a message to the DPP, the Department of Public Prosecution in Jamaica. Anyway, people, before I go, let me big up some of my subscribers.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
First and foremost, I want to big up Supreme TV, Blessed One, O Taylor, John Doe, Seal Mad Flavor, and last but not least, let me big up Marvel Roberts.
Big up yourself to the maximum.
And that's pretty much it for today, people. Let me know what you think about this video. As you know, on my channel, I appreciate thumbs up and thumbs down, agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. You've reached the end of my video, and that in itself is a support that I truly appreciate. Other ways that you can support this channel is by giving this video a thumbs up. But the most important way to support my channel is to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on any of my future uploads. The third way to support this channel is to go to my Teespring account and purchase in any of my merch. And the fourth way that you can support this channel is joining me on Patreon to give me a contribution to help me to do what I do here on YouTube. Once again, I want to thank all of you guys for checking out my video and ask that you continue to join me, Ian T. Sabas, here on YouTube to see where my journey takes me. Until next time, peace.